stand by for action.
Thanks for joining me. My name is Dave Milner. I am the Unpleasant Blind Guy, and I want to welcome you to part one of this episode of the Unpleasant Blind Guy on EDL Radio. Now remember, if you want to contact me with comments, questions, show suggestions, Awesome American suggestions, I'm available at UBG Contact on Twitter, or I can also be found as Dave Milner or Agador, that's Aggedor, on Mublet, the Tea Party Community, Spreely, Minds, MeWe, or Gab. Now let's begin.
Never in the field of human conflict was so much owed by so many to so few. I hope, indeed I pray, that we shall not be found unworthy of our victory if after toil and tribulation it is granted to us. For the rest, we have to gain the victory. That is our task. Let us therefore brace ourselves to our duty, and so bear ourselves that if the British Empire and its commonwealths last for 1,000 years, men will still say, this was their finest hour.
We shall not fail or falter. We shall not weaken or tire. Neither the sudden shock of battle nor the long-drawn trials of vigilance and exertion will wear us down. Give us the tools, and we will finish the job.
We shall go on to the end. We shall fight with growing confidence and growing strength. We shall defend our island, whatever the cost may be. We shall fight in the fields and in the streets. We shall fight in the hills. We shall never surrender.
I'm an Englishman. I'm from Bermondsey, southeast London. My father was called George. He was also from Bermondsey. His father, another Bermondsey man, was called George too. And his father, my great-grandfather, is from the same place. He was called Edward. These 3 generations of my family were in the fish trade. I'm the first member of my family not to work at the market in Billingsgate. My great-grandfather had 11 brothers and sisters. They all married, except one. They had 43 children. Of these, 37 married. And between them, they had a further 159 children. One of those was my father. I don't know exactly how many of his generation married or exactly how many children they produced. I've so far tracked over 200 of them. Many still live in Bermondsey. Some are still in the fish trade. There are 7 called George and 5 called Victoria. I stand here in front of you as a representative of all of them. And I ask in their name the great question put by our patron, Mr. Powell. What do they know of England who only England know? Or, what can my family who come from England, who lived in England, who know only England, say of this, our country? Mr. Powell once spoke of the destruction of ancient Athens and the miraculous survival in the blackened ruins of that city of the sacred olive tree, the symbol of Greece, their country. And he also spoke of us, the English, at the heart of a vanished empire, seeming to find within ourselves, like one of our own oak trees, the sap rising from our ancient roots. And he said, perhaps after all, we who have inhabited this island fortress for an unbroken 1,000 years, brought up, as he said, within the sound of English birdsong, under the English oak, in the English meadow, beneath the red cross of St. George, it is us who know most of England. And I appreciated him for saying that, because it was as if he spoke for my family, who understand well their own country, who understand even better their own capital, London town, as we used to call her. As we strolled in her parks, as we marvelled at her palaces, as we did business in the city, went west for a dance, took a boat on the river. The pale ale and eel pie of old London. The London of my family, for as many generations as I know. The London that within 15 years will be less than 50% white. London where in 15 years a white person will be in the minority. Am I racist? No. Do I have anything against people of other races? No. Would I prevent them from coming into my home? No. So what then is my gripe? My gripe. And I speak on behalf of 7 men called George and 5 women called Victoria. My gripe is quite simple. My gripe is that we were never asked. My gripe is that we were told, not asked. And every day we are told again and again how we are to be and how our country is to be. We're told by them, and we know who they are. They're English too. They're the class that has always set themselves apart. They're the class that has always taken whatever they wanted for themselves. And now they are the class that is giving England away. They have never asked us. And they never will. Do we allow them to sell our heritage? Or is it time for us to speak? To speak. To refuse them the right to give away our holy, our bountiful, our only England that has nurtured us naked, grown us as the oak. Is it time for us that England know to come yet again and defend our country with our fire, our fists? Is it time for our sons to rise again? I say yes. I say yes. I say yes.
Yes, exactly. Well said, young man. Good evening and good afternoon and welcome to the English Defence League radio show. Broadcasting live on blogtalkradio.com. The English Defence League radio show, the truth and the voice of the EDL. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we have a show called the English Defence League, a radio show. Terror attack on London Bridge. 2 dead. So welcome to the English Defence League radio show with your host, Jeff Spider Mitchell. And my wingman for this evening is Dave Agador Milner. Sadly, we are reporting tonight of another Islamic terrorist-related incident on London Bridge, which saw a number of people being stabbed and the alleged jihad dispatched by 2 armed response officers. We have all said on this programme for all the public to stay vigilant, for these sort of incidents will become more predominant with the amount of deaf cultists who live in our country. What the police officers did was commendable, and members of the public, the heroes who restrained this person, was also honourably done. Thank you all for your bravery. God bless you all. No surrender to terrorists ever. All that is necessary for evil to prevail is that good men do nothing. Of course, that was by the late, great Edmund Burke. Those who make peaceful a revolution impossible will make violent a revolution inevitable. And that was, of course, by the late, great President John F. Kennedy. Without further ado, let me bring on my wingman, a great colleague of mine, Mr. Dave Agador Milner. Good evening and good afternoon, Dave, and welcome.
Good evening, Jeff. Good evening to everybody in the UK, and good afternoon to everybody in the United States. Hello to everybody around the world, and of course off Earth. Yes, we've got a show with a somber mood to start off with. Of course, yet another terrorist attack, and this one has a twist. I mean, we see a lot of these that go on during the year. Now, of course, with the Christmas season upon us, it's been accelerated, as Jeff will point out later. The attack that we're going to begin with happened on a Friday. That's, of course, after these people have been ginned up by their imams to commit these acts and things of that nature. These things have to be recorded and they have to be covered by us, and they will be. And what we'll do is we'll start out first with a short article from Breitbart. This will be about 2 minutes and 50 seconds. This will set things up for those of you in the States and in other countries that didn't get a complete picture of this. Certainly if you listen to the fake stream media, because they're all full of this impeachment garbage. So, Jeff, if you're prepared, we'll start out with this Breitbart article. It's going to be 2 minutes and 50 seconds long. You ready, brother?
Yeah, go for it, God.
All right, here we go, guys. You're listening to the English Defense League radio show. This is from Breitbart.
Report, London attacker was convicted terrorist with jihadist ties. By Joshua Kaplan on November 29, 2019. Update, 7:46 p.m. EST/00:46 GMT. The man who carried out the London Bridge terror attack has been identified as 28-year-old Usman Khan, Metropolitan Police confirm. He was jailed in 2012 as part of a plot to bomb the London Stock Exchange and build a terrorist training camp. He was also believed to have supported Al-Muhajirun, a militant jihadist network in the United Kingdom, reports The Guardian. Read the original article below. The suspected attacker responsible for Friday's deadly stabbing in central London was a convicted terrorist who was recently released from prison and believed to possess ties to Islamic extremist groups, according to The Times. Earlier, a knife-wielding man stabbed several people at London Bridge, killing 2 and wounding 3 others. Police shot the suspect dead at the scene. He is said to have worn a fake explosive vest and an electronic prison tag. Prior to the attack, the knifeman threatened to blow up Fishmongers Hall, where he was reportedly planning to attend a conference on prisoner rehabilitation organized by the University of Cambridge, reports The Times. Authorities are treating the deadly incident as a terror attack. Pedestrians and vehicular commuters described the fear they felt in the chaos at the scene. Ulugh Bek of Uzbekistan told The Times, "I saw the guy lying on the ground and didn't know what was going on." Bek, who video recorded shots being fired, added, "The police were shouting at him and he was shouting, 'Help, help, help.' Everyone was so shook up. Police were screaming, 'Put it down.'" Authorities shut off traffic to London Bridge and closed a nearby train station during the incident. They later said that enhanced patrols would be implemented throughout the city during this busy shopping period. British Prime Minister Boris Johnson said it is a mistake to allow criminals to leave prison early and vowed to increase police presence following the heartbreaking attack. Obviously, our thoughts are very much them and their families, their loved ones, everybody affected by the attack, Johnson told reporters. My thanks go first of all to the emergency services, the police, for their bravery and their professionalism, and to repeat again and give thanks again to members of the public who put themselves in harm's way to protect others. I think they represent the best of our country. I thank them on behalf of the rest of our country, he added. A NATO official said the alliance is not making any change in plans for next week's summit in London. President Donald Trump is among those scheduled to attend. The UPI contributed to this report.
Well, there you go, and I think that sums it up. But I want to underline the heroism of the Londoners that took after this barbarian who was hell-bent on killing as many people as he possibly could, or maiming people. And if it wasn't for the bravery of the general public, which you see, just ordinary people gathered, jumped on this guy, dragged him down on the floor, wrestled with him, and then the police arrived, and then the police ushered him away, and then they just dispatched him. That's it. That is the way it should be done, with feral people like that who wants to cause death and destruction on the streets of London or anywhere else in the world. This is how they should be treated, with no respect, no dignity. You will be dispatched. How dare you attempt to attack innocent people going about their business, doing their things? This, I just hope this is an opening eye for a lot of maybe the future jihadists. This is what's going to happen to you. Whether you think it's not, it will. You will be dispatched. People have had enough of it. And the general public, what can I say? Pure heroism. And they knew. The thing about it is, they knew when they were wrestling to this guy to the ground that he had. We didn't know what it was, but they knew it was an improvised explosive device that they could be caught up in a blast at any time. Just think about what heroism it takes to do that, to stop anybody else being harmed. And once again, for anybody who's listening to this that might have been involved, you've got my highest respect. You are what I look to, heroes. And that is what what London's built on, great heroes like you. And it's what this country's built on. So God bless you and thank you for what you did. And to the police who dispatched that scumbag, well done. That's the first time I can really say, quite honestly, that you done a wicked job. Brilliant. Well done. There you go, Dave. That's what I want to say about that. And it has to be spoke for the heroes out there. Go. Yeah, Dave.
All right, Jeff. Well, obviously, I mirror your sentiments. The thing that I know bothers you the most about some of the responses to some of these issues over the years, some of these attacks, not issues, attacks, has been the general police coming out and saying, run, hide, and tell. Well, these people in London that day did not run, hide, and tell. They did what I always say that people should try to do, and that is stand, fight, and win. And that's what happened with this.
There you go.
That's it. Stand, fight, and win, because that's what you have to do. If you don't, then these Islamic terrorists, and let's just be real about who they are, own your soul, and they can't have it. That's what those people in London did. They told them, no, you can't have our souls, and I commend them a very, very great deal.
I hope they get the highest awarded for them, because they could have all been blown up trying to take this guy down. They didn't know. So what can you say? You never know the circumstances, but they was just there to stop this person carrying on, rampaging and hurting innocent people. It could be children, could be anything. This person didn't care. He just wanted them dead. That's it. Look, as I say, big respect for everybody that was involved. The way the police was there so quick, and the armed response was, it's what you expect. You know, you want to get rid of this person. This person does not needs to live and breathe the same air as the citizens of their country do. So that's it. That's a big warning to you, the future jihadists out there. Take this way. You will be hunted down and you will be taken down. That's it. We've all had enough of your behaviour. This time of year when you think we're just thinking of Christmas, this, that, and the other. Of course, a lot of people are, and that's what myself and Dave say every time when we do a show. Please be vigilant out there. There are people out there who want to cause you harm, death and harm. So we say this. I'll say this week in, week out, and now you know why that myself and Dave says this every show, because it's so important that you do not get complacent. It's easy to this time of year, holiday time. It's easy to just forget the humdrum of things, and before you know it, you've got some guy running you with a big, dirty, great big carving knife. You see it? It was about a 9-inch, 10-inch long. You know, before you know it, you're trying to get your wits about you exactly what's going on, because it's confusion, ladies and gentlemen. You know, when things like that happen, you're confused. Once you focus on exactly what's going on, and you've got your head about it, then you can respond. And that's exactly what the general public did. What can I say? I'm overwhelmed with the response of the people. Of the ordinary Londoners doing their thing. That was brilliant, Dave. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Stunning.
Especially since they didn't know whether the explosive vest this guy was wearing was real or not. Now, the Breitbart story, we have to reemphasize, said that it was a fake one, but they didn't know that when they tackled him. You know, that they didn't have any idea about that. And you know, again, that just shows the people running to danger. I mean, if our governments won't do anything to help us in those circumstances, then we have to do it for ourselves. And fortunately, this time the public and the police acted in concert to nail this bugger. Now, Jeff, I gave you a story in your Skype there from TR.News.
Can I just say just before, because I see the story, Dave, I've got it up in front of me, I'm ready to roll it. Something I just wanted to say, the reason why, and most of you have seen, the last part of the incident before that person was dispatched by the police is a young man who was fighting and struggling. And you know why he's holding on like he was? Because he knew what the guy had, and he wanted to keep his hands away from any detonating device. That was what he was thinking. That is why he clung on. That's why he had to be dragged off. That was the praise. I hope that he's awarded the Victoria Cross, because this was fantastic. The most heroic thing I've seen for a long time. But, apart from Roy Lara on London Bridge again, Dave. Roy Lara
that's right, Jeff.
put his life there. And he was cut to ribbons. And look at the crap he took over it by the left wing and all that, you know. But Dave, go on, Dave, sorry. Back to you, pal.
Well, no, I'm just setting up the story here for everybody. The one Jeff's going to read, it comes from TR.News. All right, and let's get a date and everything here. This was put out on the 30th of November, yesterday. Okay, and this one's really good. It comes from the TR.News staff, and TR.News, by the way, guys,
it's always good.
Yeah, it's always good. It's a good place to go to. to find some news, about the things that we talk about. And you want to go to that. It's https://www.tr.news, and you'll find some good stuff there. But just if you're ready, go ahead and start that article, and we'll get a little bit more insight into this, because this wasn't just your typical attack by your typical terrorist. Go ahead, brother, please. And that is it for this time. Next time, part 2. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for listening, and may your God go with you. Goodbye. The Unpleasant Blind Guy is copyright 2019. Anno Domini. Now for Dave's Canes. Extras that help you navigate the new media world.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
Hey, this is Michael Wright.
And I'm Shannon Wright.
Join us for The Right Way with Shannon and Mike, Monday through Thursday from 7 to 9 a.m. right here on SHR Media.
Why are they joining us?
For fun things like sports, politics.
Oh, maybe some news and entertainment?
And all kinds of other things.
Money and recipes and events, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, so join us Monday through Thursday, 7 to 9 a.m. here on shrmedia.com.
From a public locker inside a dilapidated Long Island rail station comes a show designed to piss off liberals using truth, facts, and ridicule. The Lid Radio Show, featuring the conservative voice from the People's Republic of New York, the Lid himself, Jeff Dunitz. Tune in every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific on the SHR Media Network. Go to shrmedia.com. At Lid Radio, we fight for the truth, justice, and a good kosher T-bone. If you don't listen, Hillary Clinton might sneak into your bedroom in her housecoat late at night and blame you for her election loss. It's the Lid Radio Show with Jeff Dunitz.
It's your business diva here, Melanie Collette. I am inviting you to a front row seat as I discuss some of the most intriguing details of wealth and finance with today's movers and shakers in the world of business. Listen in and discover financial truths on a global, domestic, and household scale. Uncover topics that will impact your wallet today and in the future. Money Talk with Melanie airs Monday through Friday, 5 p.m. East, 2 p.m. West, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Talk Radio. You can't afford to miss it.
The new show on the SHR Media Network, Sackheads Against Tyranny. On shrmedia.com. Go there quick like a bunny, 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific every Wednesday. Live and direct on the SHR Media Network. shrmedia.com. Be there.
Broadcasting behind enemy lines in occupied California, a mere 2 miles from the state capital, the bloviating Zeppelin's Berserk Bobcat Saloon Radio Show can be heard every Tuesday and Thursday night at 8 p.m. Pacific and 11 p.m. Eastern, only on the SHR Media Network. Go to shrmedia.com to listen. You can also watch on the SHR Media Facebook page and the SHR Media YouTube channel. No goldfish were abused in the making of this ad.
Hey girls, Carry Girl Gear is here. More and more women every day are concealed carrying, participating in competitive shooting, and getting firearms training. It's not a boys' club anymore, and we don't have to shop in their stores anymore either. Finally, a cool and unique clothing line just for women. Dope tees and hats for the patriotic concealed carry and 2A girl. So what are you waiting for? Go check out carrygirlgear.com today.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.